All right, man. School is back in session. Pull up a chair. The teacher is at the board, and we're going to get into this thing, man. The Cowboys are going to face a ton of good receivers, and some of them right in the division. This is another one the Cowboys will have to face, not once, but twice.
Two times.
And this is a guy who was one of my favorites, Terry McLaurin.
Scary
AKA
Terry.
Scary Terry. When you look
don't want none of Trayvon Diggs. Get healthy, Trayvon.
When you look at Scary Terry and what he had done over this league, he's one of the guys who has been one of the top receivers in the league who we don't talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about the Chases and the Jeffersons and the CDs and the Tyreek Hills of the world. But Terry McLaurin has been just as good statistically wise as those fellas during his time in this league. And he has not played with the greatest of quarterbacks.
No.
At all. And
No.
he's still showing up and showing out, especially against the Cowboys. You remember how the game almost ended last year on the Cowboys.
Until that joystick happened, baby.
Until
That
the joystick
joystick
happened,
Turner
bro.
did that joystick on them, baby.
Hand grenades, baby.
They don't even know.
Almost.
These people don't even know what a joystick is.
They know.
They
we
that's
don't
old
have
school, ain't it?
joysticks anymore.
They don't have joysticks anymore. They have controllers. They have controllers. They don't have joysticks.
They got to know.
Y'all
All
remember-
right, let's
y'all
get to
remember
the
Dante
film,
Hall?
John, and break this thing down. All right, so here's the play that we're going to break down. Terry McLaurin is at the top. I tell you guys this time and time again before. When we break the huddle, we get to the line of scrimmage, the first thing that we want to look at is, go back, what is that safety doing? Look at that safety. He's in the middle of the field. Look what these guys on the outside are doing. They're looking at their man standing over top of them. But there's something uniquely different about what's happening up front. You see all those guys standing up? You got the defensive end, the next guy, the next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 dudes are up there, and
coming?
4 of them are standing up. You're asking yourself, who is coming? How is this thing going to work out? Next slide. When you go to it, this will look like from behind. So when Jay Daniels comes to the line of scrimmage, he has all these guys standing up, all these guys moving around. Now here's where it gets tricky because the offensive linemen are saying to themselves, all right, you got him, I got him, I got him. Go ahead to the next slide. And you'll see, all right, they're pointing. I got him. He's over there. This guy's standing up. This guy's standing up.
He's the mic.
Oh, no, he's not the mic. That guy's the mic.
Omaha.
So here's when you want your quarterback to step up and step in. Jaden Daniels said, hold on, guys. I got this. I got this. Well, everybody's pointing out, I got this. Here's what we're going to do. Jaden Daniels say, screw all that. The hell with it. Everybody's going right. All right, we're sliding the protection to the right. We're sliding the protection to the right. Don't worry about who's the mic. Don't worry about who you got. We're zoning this damn thing to the right. Everybody slide to the right, and I will take care of the throw. My throw will take care of whoever the hell comes free. But all you big boys up front, you're going to the right. And guess what? He looks outside, and he says, oh, there's Terry.
My best guy got one-on-one, huh?
My best receiver has one-on-one. And I don't care who the DB is out there. My guy has one-on-one, and I know that I have to throw this ball out there somewhere where that circle is at around the 50-yard line because I'm going to throw it away from the quarterback and away from the safety right in that hole right there. So now the quarterback's already slid the protection. He's already identified it is man by the safety where it's facing, and I have my best receiver against whoever the hell their cornerback is. I like this matchup. So for these guys, I look outside. Well, look at there. At the line of scrimmage, my receiver, what it looks like, has already beaten the defender at the line of scrimmage. As you can see, the DB is leaning to the outside. Terry McLaurin is coming to the inside. Jayden Daniels is looking at that right now at his peripheral, keeping that safety in the middle of the football field because he understands that if Terry McLaurin has won at the line of scrimmage, this is going to be a very, very profitable throw down the field.
Just keep you right there on that logo in the middle, buddy. Don't ruin this for me.
Absolutely. Terry McLaurin wins at the line of scrimmage. And there's a famous saying that we have in the wide receiver room. Jeff, help me out with this. And the famous saying goes, if we're even.
Well, I would say if I'm even, I'm leaving.
And that's the famous term. If we're even, we're leaving. As you can see right here, Terry McLaurin is even with the wide, even with the DB. And Jayden Daniels goes, that's my pass. Now, remember I told you, go back to the last slide. Remember what I told you that he slid the protection to the right. He said, everyone's going to the right, and my throw is going to beat whoever comes out. The running back has to protect inside first to outside. Jayden Daniels sees it, takes a step back, finds his read, and as Terry McLaurin goes, looked like he was even, and now he's leaving.
Better get there quick, though.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels let that thing throw. Now, here's where it is imperative for young receivers or even some of the veteran receivers, learn how to stack. When you beat the DB at the line of scrimmage, when you're even and you're leaving, don't give him an opportunity to get back into the play. Once you get to a point where you can now stack him, get on top of the defensive back, your quarterback lays it out here. Now, what I want you guys to remember, you'll see this sometimes in practice film. When you look at the practice film and you see that red line that's in the practice field, you'll never see it in the NFL game because they can't put it on the field. But every practice field in the NFL, you see where that X is at right there? There's usually a red line that goes all the way down the field in practice field. That's called where we want to lay this ball out for right there. I want to be about 2 to 4 yards from the sideline because that gives the quarterback the opportunity to what we call drop it in the bucket. The closer you get to that sideline, the tighter my throw has to be. But when you ride that red line and I can lay that thing out here and you've already stacked the defender, boy, it is a pretty play for the quarterback and the wide receiver. Now, we always talk about in the NFL, tight catches, close catches, right? This is something that you look at. The great ones understand this. What beats a really good defense or a really good defender?
Perfect throw,
damn
perfect catch.
good throw and a damn good catch. And you see that right there by Terry McLaurin. And look at the tight window throws from a guy like Terry McLaurin. This is what he does. This is the tight window percentages of how Terry McLaurin operates in the National Football League. He is the very best at the reception, the yards, the touchdowns, the EPA, and tight window throws last season. So this is the land that he lives in with Jaden and Daniel. So the Cowboys are going to have to get ready for plays like this when it comes to playing a guy like Scary Terry, where he has the ability to beat you at the line of scrimmage. He understands when it comes to route running, when I get by my guy, when we're even with him, when I begin to leave him, I got to get back on top. Stack your defender, and the quarterback has enough room to lay that thing out there. You want to give your quarterback the opportunity to have, not to miss the throw, but have a window for the throw. If you're tight to that sideline, and now that has to be a perfect throw or a jump ball throw, you will now allow the DB to get back in the play. But when you leave that area, see how that ball is slightly over the outside left shoulder of the DB? That means I can miss that throw outside, and it keeps you away from that safety. If that safety is bearing down and that throw was to the inside, well, now he has the ability to impact the catch, hit you, knock your helmet off. Sometimes if you throw it too far on the inside, we call it a hospital ball, because leave your keys, because that safety's going to knock your head off and dislodge the ball. But this is a perfect throw, a perfect route, a perfect catch by Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels. And this is what the Cowboys are going to have to face coming into this season with a guy like Terry McLaurin, who the Washington Commanders are looking to take the next step, right? Build on what they did last year. And it's going to be a lot of what Terry McLaurin and what Jaden Daniels are able to do in the passing game if they're going to be able to not just look at that and say, oh, last year was a fluke, but we are the real thing. And Scary Terry is one of these guys, man, who is absolutely phenomenal in space, at the line of scrimmage, in the route running, strong hands. He is one of the complete receivers that we have in the NFL today.